In the dim glow of neon signs flickering against the rain-slicked streets of a small Midwestern town, Sarah clutched her swollen belly as she pushed open the heavy wooden door of the Rusty Nail Biker bar. The storm outside raged like a beast, thunder cracking overhead, but inside, the air was thick with cigarette smoke, laughter, and the clink of beer bottles. Heads turned, leather-clad men with tattooed arms and grizzled beards, women in bandanas nursing shots of whiskey. Sarah, 8 months pregnant and soaked to the bone, stood there trembling, her car broken down a mile back on the desolate highway. "Please," she whispered, her voice barely cutting through the jukebox blaring classic rock, "I need help." The bar fell into a hush, the kind that happens when something fragile intrudes on the rough. Big Mike, the bartender and unofficial leader of the pack, wiped his hands on a rag and eyed her suspiciously. He was a mountain of a man, scars from old brawls mapping his face like a roadmap of hard living. "Lady, this ain't no maternity ward," he grumbled, but his eyes softened when he saw the fear in hers. Sarah's story tumbled out in gasps. Her husband had left her months ago. She'd been driving cross-country to her sister's in California, escaping a life of dead ends and broken promises. The car, a rusty old sedan, had sputtered to a halt in the downpour, and with no cell service, she'd walked here, contractions starting to whisper threats. The bikers exchanged glances. This was their turf, a haven for outcasts and rebels, not damsels in distress. But something in Sarah's plea stirred the air, reminding them of their own hidden vulnerabilities. Among the crowd was Jax, a lanky rider with a ponytail and a Harley parked out front that he'd rebuilt from scrap. He'd lost his own sister to a bad marriage years ago, and the sight of Sarah hit him like a punch to the gut. "What do you need, darlin'?" he asked, stepping forward, his voice gruff but kind. Sarah explained the car trouble, likely the alternator, from the way it died. A murmur rippled through the bar. These were men and women who'd fixed more bikes than they could count, nomads who lived by the code of the road, help your own, and sometimes, strangers become your own. Unexpectedly, a woman named Rita, tough as nails with a sleeve of rose tattoos, pulled out her phone. "I got a tow truck buddy owes me a favor," she said. But as Sarah winced, doubling over, it became clear this wasn't just about a breakdown. The first twist came when the storm knocked out the power, plunging the bar into darkness save for the flash of lightning. Candles were lit, and the bikers formed a circle around Sarah, who was now in full labor, far too early, but unstoppable. Panic flickered in her eyes. She was alone, terrified of losing the baby she'd fought so hard to keep. Big Mike cleared a booth, laying down clean towels from behind the bar. "I've delivered calves on my old farm," he muttered, "can't be that different." Laughter broke the tension, but it was laced with genuine concern. Jax knelt beside her, holding her hand. "You're not alone," he said, his rough palm steady against her clammy one. In that moment, Sarah realized these weren't the monsters society painted bikers to be, they were survivors, just like her. As contractions intensified, the group rallied. Old-timer Joe, a Vietnam vet with a prosthetic leg, shared stories of battlefield births to distract her. "Kid, if I can patch up a buddy under fire, we got this." Rita fetched water and coached breathing techniques she'd learned from her own pregnancies. The unexpected turn deepened when Sarah confessed between pains. She'd been running from an abusive ex, one who'd threatened her and the unborn child. The bikers' faces hardened, not with judgment, but resolve. "No one hurts a mama on our watch," Jax growled. Outside, the rain pounded like drums, mirroring the chaos inside. Then, in a profound realization, Sarah saw the humanity in their eyes, the same pain she'd carried, masked by leather and bravado. These were people who'd been judged, cast out, yet here they were, selflessly stepping up. The climax built as the baby crowned, screams echoing off the walls. Big Mike's steady hands guided the delivery, his voice calm amid the storm. "Push, girl, you've got the strength of a whole damn army." And when the tiny cry pierced the air, a healthy boy, wrapped in a biker's jacket, the bar erupted in cheers. Tears streamed down weathered faces. Jax cut the cord with a pocket knife sterilized in whiskey. In that transformative act of compassion, Sarah's world shifted. These strangers had given her not just help, but hope, proving that kindness blooms in the unlikeliest places. The baby, named Storm after the night, symbolized renewal for all. As dawn broke, the power returned, and an ambulance arrived, summoned by Rita. Sarah hugged each one, promising to return. "You saved us," she whispered. The bikers waved her off, but the impact lingered. Jax started a fund for single moms on the road. Big Mike hung a photo of the newborn behind the bar. The story spread, reminding a divided world that beneath the exteriors, we're all connected by threads of humanity. In the end, it's the selfless acts in dark times that light the way forward, inspiring us to see the good in everyone, and to be that good when it counts.